You were so instrumental in my healing from bulimia all those years ago, 30 years ago, 25 years ago. And I remember when Food is Love and Feeding the Hungry Heart, and you came to one of my readings, and I don't think I was even sober yet, so it was in the early 80s, and you came up to me afterwards and you said, "Hi, I'm Geneen," and I felt like a little dog. I felt like... And then I had to pretend to not quite know who you were. But you had given me, and this was in your early work, you had helped me break the code, like when Annie Sullivan's working with Helen Keller and teaches her that one word for water. That's Helen Keller's first word. And then she's running around touching things. What is this? And it gives her freedom, gives her herself. And that's what this thinking, your kind of thinking, can give us, this, which is the way to break the code. Why are we always so crazy and anxious and in shame about our bodies and about eating? Here's the way out. Here's the way home, right?
Yeah, here's the way home.
I think
that's what we want to do. We want to come home to ourselves.
Mm-hmm.
We want to just wake up comfortable in our skin.
Mm-hmm.
We want to know that it's okay to be ourselves.
Mm-hmm.
I keep struggling with that.
Yeah.
And that's all we want to know.
Mm-hmm.
We want to know that this life is holiness itself.
I love this new book. It's my favorite of all the books you've written, and it instantly makes me a convert to the belief that there's something huge and revolutionary about the idea of not dieting anymore.
I wanted to take what people think about as sort of banal, like dieting and food and willpower and losing weight and, I just have to get that over with so I can get on with the rest of my life, and use that exact thing as an opening, as a doorway to what people want most of in their lives.
How does the idea of a higher power enter into the really revolutionary thinking at the heart of this book, which is that a woman and food are their own kind of church?
Well, I separated food and higher power or God, spirituality, for the longest time. In my own life, I kept thinking it was a physical problem or psychological problem. And it took me probably maybe 10 years ago, 11 years ago, it's pretty hard to believe because I've been doing this work for so long, till I started teaching the retreats on which the book is based. And I started understanding that I'd been separating God and making God into this thing outside, out there, that sort of had nothing to do with me. And I realized that if spirituality or God or goodness or benevolence or positivity, luminosity, whatever you want to call it, was anywhere, it had to be everywhere. It had to be here, in this body, in this present moment. It had to be on the plate. It had to be in what we were doing all the time. It wasn't separate.
It wasn't out there.
No, it wasn't out there.
Job. And then also that this thing, this big rock that is we have seen as our prisoner, our jail, this thing that is just so infuriating to us really is a temple, and that it's really going to happen in the grace, let's say, or the freedom. Another synonym for God besides truth might be freedom, and that this ultimate freedom from our obsessive, unhappy thinking is what we're after all along. This book, Women, Food, and God, is about radical self-care as the path to God.
Yeah. I think the thing that people don't understand about diets, well, of course, there's a couple of things. One is that even if the diet is a incredible success, if it's an incredible success and they lose weight for 10 minutes, inside themselves, if they have the same sinking heart, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter what you look like, because until you actually look at, understand, come to some kind of relationship with the beliefs that are driving your relationship with food, the beliefs that it's not okay for you to be yourself, it's not okay for you to have the life that you want. You have to sort of know that a diet is an outpicturing of a belief that's telling you that you're not okay the way you are. And if you lose weight and you still have the belief, then there's no way to keep it off. You're just going to gain the weight back because your life is an expression of what your beliefs are. Change has to happen on the unseen levels first.
And it is an inside job.